guys, and welcome back to Talks to Tay with your favorite homegirl, The Taylor Made. Happy Upload Wednesday. You already know what it is. It's the hottest podcast coming out the South with your favorite homegirl, you know? So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button so you can keep up with all the new episodes we got coming, keep up with the content, you know what I'm saying? Get a little piece of this free game that I be dropping. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into today's episode. Now, y'all know Talks to Tay is the platform where we talk about growth, healing, evolving, becoming better, truly finding you, getting tuned in with your purpose in life, and really locking in with those things. But this episode, I want to specifically talk about, the not knowing of the process and learning how to be okay with that. Because honestly, as great and as grand as it sounds to wake up and always have a plan, that is not what it looks like. Even when you know what your purpose here is on earth, what God has called you to do, or what He's spoken over your life, or the things He's given to you, even in that, there's just a certain level of uncertainty that comes with it. And not because you're unsure of you or who you are, what you're supposed to be doing, but literally because our thoughts are not His thoughts. Our ways are not His ways. And I think when you start to really walk, or you start to try to walk in that, like a big piece of the puzzle that you got to be okay with, is just sometimes saying, you know what, I don't know. And you don't know nothing, but it's okay because you're going to trust that everything going to work out for your good. You feel me? It go together. Yin to the yang. And it's just, I don't think we really talk about this part of the process a lot. I think a lot of times when we talk about getting on that journey with yourself, it's like you wake up and you just know what you got to do. Like, I'm trying to work on myself. I'm trying to better my health. So for me, I got to get up. I got to go to the gym. I know I'm trying to better my money, so I got to start saving money. I got to start finding jobs that's going to pay me my worth. I recognize that I do need to have boundaries. I got a little bit more self-worth, a little bit more self-confidence, a little bit more security with myself now. So now I'm putting a demand on the relationships and people that I'm having in my life. Like, I just know what it's supposed to look like. I know what I got to do. And while those things are true, it is true that if you want to improve your health, you probably do got to pick up a couple weights, get a few cardio days in. It is true that if you want to save you a little bread, make a little more money and stuff, like, you probably going to have to find you something that's going to pay a little better, pay a little good, suffice you the right way, learn a little money management. It is true that when your self-worth start getting attacked, you are going to have to sit there and identify your boundaries, and you're going to have to apply them. So that means you're going to have to know what you want and what you're looking for and what you're willing to do when it comes to both romantic and platonic friendships. Like, those things are very much so true. But it's also this level of just, not knowing. And not knowing, again, not in the sense of like you don't know what it is, but you don't always know how things are going to look like, what things are going to look like. And I say that from the perspective of, I want to say it's really been a whole full throttle year now where I really have just been on this journey, been in this headspace of like, my only focus is on what's ahead of me. And a lot of the times, the thing, I guess to what I'll say before I say what I was about to say is, I think that what makes it hard to operate in that not knowing when you're trying to look forward and look towards your future is like you really don't know what tomorrow gonna bring. You don't know what it's gonna hold. But I think that's why it's so easy to look back and turn your shoulder, or sometimes, like I like to say, walk backwards. Because we know what happened in the past. It's a lot of comfortability that comes with that. It's a lot of comfortability in knowing. I won't say that we all desire to be know-it-all, but we do like to have a sense of like self. We do want to know how we need to go about being disciplined, what our routine needs to look like. But a lot of the times, like, we don't know. And it's okay. Like, I don't know if you need to hear this or nobody told you, but it's okay to wake up and not know. I had to tell myself that every single day. It's not okay to wake up and not try. It's not okay to wake up and not have a plan. But it is okay to wake up and say, you know what, I don't know how today is going to go, but I'm going to try to have a good day. You know what, I don't know how this plan is going to unfold, but I'm still going to have me one, So it's like, as we getting into this episode, I really want to just kind of dig into that a little bit and make it okay, come from a very authentic space today, a very vulnerable space, because again, if y'all can't tell, like, okay, I got the lashes, well, I had the lashes on, but I got my nails done, hair did and stuff, but this really be one of my most like natural states, like this very hair in a, I can't say hair down, but it's a hair down episode. I got it in a ponytail, but it's a hair down episode, real homegirl, real chill vibes, like, we haven't one of them come to Jesus moments with ourselves, and not come to Jesus because we've been messing up, but coming to Jesus because we need to have that comfort right now, It's all right to just sit in things at times. And I think, it gets really uncomfortable when you're trying to figure out what you need to do, or that you have a calling or demand on yourself. Like, something's been put in you and you need to bring it to fruition. And it's just like, okay, like, I feel this thing. Like, I use myself. It's like with the podcast, I feel so purposeful in it when I drop the episode, when I release one. Just I won't even say the thrill, but just like the sense of fulfillment that I get from doing it. It's like, okay, like I know what I gotta do. I know what I have in front of me, but sometimes I don't know how it's gonna go. You know, they say God don't call to qualify, he qualifies those that he calls. So in that, it's like, you know, you ain't gonna know how you get into certain positions. You ain't gonna know how certain things gonna come into fruition. Matter of fact, you don't even know how God gonna really use you. You know that he gonna use you. You don't know how. And I think, you know, that's like the misconception with having purpose, is that it comes with this automated how to in life. It comes with this automated God, or this automated, think of the word I want to use, like just this automatic knowing in what your routine, your day-to-day is supposed to look like. And it's literally like, once you do find your purpose, you do find your calling, you do get locked in with yourself, like you literally start to realize like all the life starts to unfold how it's supposed to unfold. And with it unfolding how it's supposed to unfold, it means that 9 times out of 10 things are not going to go or unfold the way that you thought that they should be. And just because it's not going the way that you think it should be, don't mean that it ain't going. And it's up to you to make sure that you're making that choice to continue to exert and have faith. To be like, you know what, I don't know, but I'm going to keep going. I don't know, but I'm going to trust everything working out for my good. I don't know, but you know what, at some point in time, I will know. And it's just like, you know, while that is kind of, I feel like kind of like simple. Like, yeah, it's okay. You're not going to know everything or whatnot. It's not always applied. It's not always spoken on in the sense of like, you know, being okay with just existing sometimes. And that's sometimes what we have to do, just kind of got to exist. Because what I'm realizing too is, you know, when you do find your purpose, when you do start walking into things that are for you, when life does start lining up for the better, it's like, you know, I feel like we get so consumed in like that game of trying to maintain and balance things, and why, you know, find a discipline so you can maintain, you know, the things you pray for, the things you ask God for, why it is, you know, of course, important and whatnot to have a routine. Why it is, you know, important to apply yourself. At that same time, like, you got to cut yourself some slack. You know what I'm saying? Because literally, it ain't like God just show up. And he's so funny, y'all. Like, it ain't ever like he just want to choose to show up in one spot, one area. Like, this man, it's like, you know what, God, like, I just pray right now, like, I just want a better job. Like, I just want to find so I'm going to be happy. I'm going to like it. I'm going to enjoy it. You know, you did a little woo-woo, your little one-on-one time with Jesus. Next thing you know, bruh, man, done relocated you to another city, gave you a better job, better paying job, like upgraded your finances. He doing everything all at once. And it's like, whoa, bro, hold on. Like, thank you for the more, thank you for the better. But I thought we was at tier 1. We done jumped by 5 steps now. Like, hold on. Whoa, girl, your girl a little overstimulated right now. Hold on, dial it back by 10 seconds. And I think, you know, what makes that difficult to somewhat walk in and embrace this, because it's like, well, you know, it feels good, it seems good, things are going well, they are going better, but I still don't know. Like, you know, is today gonna be the day? Like, am I gonna mess up and all this gonna blow up in my face tomorrow? Am I gonna keep going and it's gonna turn around for the best day ever tomorrow? I don't really know. And it's just like, you know, I think like finding that type of comfortability is what is gonna be able to enable you to really break free and fall in love with the process, fall in love with yourself and what you're doing when you wake up and you literally have the mentality of just like, you know, it's all right to not know. Now, some days you're going to wake up and you're going to know. Like, sometimes we got to plan and we got to follow through on it. Sometimes we do get specific instructions. I'm not talking about just waking up and just being this grand old free spirit that just go with the flow, go with the wind. You're here today, go there tomorrow. Like, don't really matter. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying in those moments of just not knowing. I won't even say uncertainty or not being sure, because I feel like, you know, there is a certain level of certainty and sureness that does come, you know, with the process when you do start to do better. But there's also a very big layer too of just not knowing. And it's okay. Like, I'm going to say this the whole episode. I had it written down like 5 times. It's okay to not know. And it's just, you know, I think bearing with yourself through it and trying to, like, even now with this episode, trying to find the words to talk about not knowing, it's not really something that you can articulate or that you can put in, like, you know, this nice, you know, compact sentence, this nice compact way of living. It's literally just a feeling that you have. A feeling of, like, you know what, these things are going well. A feeling of knowing, like, you know, I do have purpose. Because I won't always say it's a feeling of knowing, like, everything's going to work out for my good. Why, yes, that should be one of your core feelings. Like, sometimes, you know, some of us, all we need is to feel like we have purpose. And that's enough to carry us from tier 1 to tier 5. Then we get into, you know, understanding that our purpose is going to work everything out for our good and for our better. And then it can carry us, you know, from tier 5 to tier 20. However, God gonna line it up and do it in your life. I don't know. Literally, I don't know. Like, y'all, I'm still figuring out how he gonna do my day to day. And it's so crazy because the podcast episode we got coming out next week. Hope y'all tune in ready for that wind down Wednesday. Definitely was a great conversation. You know, it's centered around, you know, just really that game of balance and what it's like when you start to apply yourself to life. And sometimes, like, you know, applying yourself to life is literally just waking up and having the mentality that I'm gonna try today. You know what I'm saying? Waking up and having a mentality of, you know what, today might suck. This week might have been tough on me, but you know what? It's all right, though. I'm going to keep going. And it's just like, I think that's like what I was saying earlier about, you know, just when you looking towards your future. Like, the future is just like, it's so much. Like, we really do not know what's to come. It's like, you know, you can think about your future in like 1,000,001 different ways. And I would say you could think about your past in 1,000,001 ways, but really you can only think about your past in 1 or 2 ways, how it hurt you or how it benefited you. Literally, that's whew, it don't get much deeper than that. And that furthers the point of why I think, you know, when we do start to try to do better with ourselves, when we do start to try to grow and evolve and learn, and we have to go through those moments and feelings of separation, it's almost kind of like, you know, I feel like doing backpack, like map. I don't know which way to go. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, looking forward ain't seeming too sure, too certain, and looking back, I mean, it's sure and I know what's to come from it, but I don't want that. I ain't trying to relive and keep repeating the same thing. So, you know, what do I really do? Do I stay and I look at what's comfortable, or do I be okay with not knowing and keep walking forward? And it's like, you know, I would say you gotta say I'm gonna be okay with not knowing and keep walking forward. But it's just like, you know what I'm saying, like, you have to feel that. And that's why it's also another reason, you know, to kind of just sit in that not knowing sometimes, is because, you know, sometimes when you don't know, it's just like you just need a minute to process everything. Because like I was saying, you know, it's not like life is ever happening on, you know, one level. It's always multiple things. Life is multifaceted. We're multifaceted. It's always multiple things, you know, tugging on us and pulling us at one time. And it's up to us, you know, to answer those tugs and pulls, knowing which ones we got to ignore, but more so, you know, just really trusting that the things and the people that's for us. The purpose that we have will be fulfilled. You know, it's just a process that's attached to it. And a part of that process is you just not gonna know. You gotta try, but you ain't gonna know. And so I know this is probably one of those shorter episodes. This is one of the episodes where it's like, you know, I always say, oh, this might not be that good of an episode. And I swear for God, every episode I say that it does great. Like, I don't know if it just be like the look of it or so, and just like I don't really know where it comes from, but it's like the episodes I think like, oh, that's gonna hit, this gonna pop, like they don't nearly do as good as these episodes. So I hope that if you made it this far, you listened, you tuned in, that you got something out of it, that you enjoyed the conversation for today. It's pretty quick. Like, I think that this might be one of my shorter videos, and you know what's so crazy? I say that too, and then it'd be like a 15-minute video, and I didn't even realize I had been talking that much. But I definitely think that this one might just be creeping up on like that 10-minute mark. I'm not sure, but we gonna see when I hit recording. But yeah, I hope that you guys' week, you know, it's going good, going great. I hope it get better if it would start off that bad, and I hope that it gets muy fantastico. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I didn't know what word I want to use. I hope it get muy fantastico if it was already good. But yeah, this is the episode for today. And honestly, it's really me coming from like a very authentic space, because I tell you all the time, like on Talks to Tay, like I talk to y'all in real time. Like, you know, sometimes we hit points of reflection and looking back on things we learned, but I definitely talk to y'all in real time. And in real time, I'm definitely in that phase of just not knowing, like, you know, there's fears or anxieties around failure. And, you know, they creep up. I had those insecurities at times. But of course, you know, at a certain point, you know, I do think it gets easier to manage the insecurities, manage the fears, you know, when you do lean on that notion of everything is going to work out for my good. I don't know how it's going to work out for my good, but I know it's going to work out for my good type deal. And that's definitely your girl right now. So I hope that y'all bear with me this episode. I hope to catch y'all next week for our Wind Down Wednesday. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And yeah, this is Toxic Tay with your favorite homegirl, D. Taylor May. Remember to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next Wednesday.